Hi everyone, it's Anne from Tropos Fitness Club and Fedolin Food, and today we're going to talk all about meal prep and planning. My many years in the industry working with lots of different clients, the ones who are successful, stay consistent, and get the best results are the ones who have a meal prep strategy. So it's not saying you have to cook every single meal for the whole week on Sundays, but that is one way to do it. But there are lots of different ways that you can go about being successful when it comes to meal prep and planning, so you have the right foods in your fridge to make the right decisions. So today we're gonna go over my top 5 strategies that I use with clients. These are all tested and true, and clients get great results when they use them. The biggest thing is just finding out the strategy that's gonna work for you and your family and your household. So let's dive in. So the first strategy, this is the one that's probably the most common. We hear about it often. It's the Sunday bulk prep. Okay, so that's where you're making all your meals for the week. You know, you're going through recipes, you're getting your groceries, chopping up all your ingredients, and making and having everything in your containers for the week. So the pros of this, obviously, you're gonna be prepared. Right? You're gonna have everything ready for the week. You don't even have to think about it. You can just grab what you need for the day. From the cons on that side, it's very time consuming. So we don't all have, you know, a few hours on Sundays to do that, especially if you're a parent with small kids, like you may be running around doing sports drop-offs and different things like that. Maybe your work schedule doesn't permit it. So it's not always gonna be the best fit for everybody. The second, I kind of call it the 2 mini preps. Okay, so 2 mini preps would look something like Sunday and Wednesday, assuming you work kind of a traditional Monday through Friday job. So on Sunday, you're preparing 2 to 3 days, and then on Wednesday, 2 to 3 days, sort of as a replenish. Okay, so that kind of allows you, it's a little bit less time consuming. You can split it up during the week. It doesn't have to be Sunday, Wednesday. It can kind of fit on your schedule, but you're thinking a couple days in advance at a time and just preparing for those few days. The third is what I like to call ingredient prep. So this is actually the strategy that I use and I find the most successful for myself. And this is where you're thinking really basic, simple things. Protein, carbs, veg, okay? So you're prepping ingredients for the week. So for example, maybe you're prepping 1 to 2 proteins, 1 to 2 carbs, 1 to 2 veg, okay? And so you're just prepping like chicken and shrimp, quinoa and rice, a big tray of roasted veggies. And then you've got that in your fridge to pull from for meals. So I like this because it's simple and easy to execute and I have the right things in the fridge. I also don't need a lot of variety when I'm eating. If you're someone who needs a lot of variety and different flavors and recipes, this is probably not going to be the best option for you. But you can kind of make different meals, different bowls, different things like that out of it. The fourth is dinner is lunch, okay? So this is a really great strategy for parents, people with bigger families, where you're more sitting down and having that like family dinner together, and you can easily just double your portion, right? So great for families. Lots of variety too. The difficult part with this one is when things go off the rails, because we all know that they will. As a mom, there's gonna be that day where you get stuck at work, or I don't know, there's something happens with one of your kids and you're not able to get home, so now there's nothing prepped. So that's where skip the dishes and a drive-through come in. So that's the biggest challenge with that, as I see, is like if there's nothing prepared in advance. So for families, sometimes it can work really well, but then they also can fall off. This strategy works really well for like young couples living together, right? Where there's no kids, there's not as much like evening chaos, and you guys maybe enjoy cooking together. It's a way that you bond and connect and can kind of make those meals together and then both take leftovers for the next day. So often when I'm working with younger couples without kids, I'll often suggest that as a strategy from a meal prep standpoint. The fifth, hire a meal prep company. There's lots of great ones, you know, here in Victoria and other places. We like Freebeats and ADP are our two favorites that we refer clients to. But this is a really great option if you're super busy and you just know that you're like, I don't have time on Sunday, I don't have time on Sunday and Wednesday, I don't even have time to cook ingredients. If you're that busy and you have the income to do it, I would just hire the meal prep company to prepare you those lunches. The biggest thing is knowing what's in them. So a lot of times you can be thinking you're doing the right thing and getting a meal prep company and your meals have 800 to 1,000 calories in them and you might as well have just gone and had that burger, right? So it's just making sure you're asking those questions to the company about like what are the calories, how much protein's in these, like that kind of thing, making sure there's free delivery, you can pause it at any time, some of those things. I actually like the meal prep, having this in your back pocket for things like travel too. So for example, if you go away on a weekend, say normally you do a Sunday or a Sunday bulk or a mini prep or even an ingredient prep on the weekend, you're going away on the weekend, you're gonna get back late on a Sunday night and roll right into work. In advance, you could contact a meal prep company and on Monday have your meals delivered. So now you don't have to worry about it, your lunches are made for the week. So that's something that I'll do often is, most weeks I'm doing ingredient prep on the weekend, so I have everything ready for the majority of my meals. But if I'm gonna go away, I'm traveling for work, anything like that, and I know I'm gonna be limited on time in between on my days home, I'll pre-contact Freebeats, make sure I can pick up meals on my day home for however many lunches I want on the backside of that, which can also be a great strategy. The key takeaway is just making sure that you have a strategy and a plan, because when most people know what the right foods are to eat, and if the right foods are in your kitchen, in your fridge, you're gonna choose those. So it's having a strategy that works, trying few different methods, making sure it works for your family, and then implementing it and see how it goes.